Welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top god. That's just your name, dude. The tank top god. It is Joshua. Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening? I don't have a tank top today, but I do have the hydro-resistant material.
Hydrolax?
That we talked about prior.
All right, that's fair enough, I guess. Also joining us, it is the producer of the show. It is my little brother, Brian. Big News Brian, my bad. Edgelord, Big News Brian.
Are you gonna call me Gangsta Time?
No, I just called you Brian, and then I forgot that, like, Edgelord, Big News. Like, Brian's your last name. Edgelord is your first name.
Last name. Yeah.
Big News is your middle name.
What is up, nerds?
Yeah, it's good to be here. We have 5 series to go through. Pretty much everybody's here on our weekly lineup. So, you know, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into plugs. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JDCole_37. That's on Instagram, and at NYChillin with an EN, not an ING. That's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Brian.
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh yeah, you can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter especially because we do a really good chapter of the week poll, and we did it again this week. We got a winner, which is nice, and every time you guys vote, we announce the winner on the show. So cast your vote. Let us know what you guys think is your favorite chapter. Twitter only lets me do 4 at a time, so if you guys want to write in a series, you can, and I'll count it as a vote by replying to the poll tweet. But those are the 4 that we got. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. You can email us there. You can subscribe if you want. Please subscribe to the YouTube. That would be super helpful. Really, all I really want is to get a community tab so we can do a more efficient poll. But yeah, we can only get there if we reach a certain amount of subscribers. So hit that subscribe button if you like the show. Like the show literally. Hit the like button, hit the notification button to let you know whenever we put up an upload. And if you prefer audio podcasts, we're pretty much everywhere you can listen to podcasts: iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. The audio version of the podcast usually goes up first, so check us out on there. Leave a 5-star review on Spotify and iTunes if you like. That would be super cool of you. And that's it. Let's not stretch out this self-promotion anymore. Let's get into the show. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1058, New Emperors. We have a new little cover page story here where Caesar Clown is begging for the Vinsmokes to get him the fuck out of there. Which, good for him, getting out of there pretty much. I'm sure they're going to take him. And that's probably not going to lead to anything good because Caesar is a scientist and he will be joining a science kingdom for the most part, a scientifically run.
And he's clearly a bad character.
Oh yeah, and he's not a good man. That much is sure. We open this chapter pretty much just on the seas. The crew has just left Wano, so we're officially out after 3 years, 4 years. It feels like forever years. And we're set sail on a new adventure. Nami is in the middle of chastising Luffy for dropping them off of the falls. Jinbei is getting used to this little routine. Nami is so pissed that she actually seems to be like emitting Conqueror's Haki, and I don't know how seriously to take that.
I was wondering, like, damn, how y'all gonna feel about this? Because I'm not gonna take it serious.
No, I'm not either. But I think it would, because there's like a running gag that like Nami has Conquerors, and it's the only reason she's able to.
That's it, right?
Like hurt Luffy is that she's using armament this whole time. Which I think that would be a pretty cool payoff, but we all saw it coming if that's the case.
Pretty sure this is just a joke.
I know, but I wouldn't
But
mind.
you won't believe how many people are running with this shit.
I bet. You know, I bet.
So many people are like, oof, fucking Nami has conquers hockey, bro.
Bro.
These fucking confirms it.
You know what's funny? You know what's really funny? There's this interview Oda did. He and the creator of Case Closed got interviewed together, and Oda was talking about YouTube theories. He talked about him before, and he was like, "I try not to watch him because I don't want him to influence, my writing." But there's this in this interview most recently, he was like, "I kind of feel bad for them because sometimes I end up destroying their theories by doing the complete opposite, and I'm sorry."
Like it's not on purpose.
Yeah, it's
So he says.
Yeah, he's like, my bad, dude. But yeah, in any case, yeah, Nami's pissed. Everybody's like, being the Straw Hats. Zoro's asleep. Frankie's actually bragging. He's like, "Did you see how the Sunny fucking took this fall? He tanked it. I'm proud of it." It's kind of nice. It's kind of sweet. A little moment for Frankie being proud of his creation. And Robin receives the newspaper, and we get some new bounties for the rest of the crew. I think Chopper's only had a 900 berry increase, so I think he was at 100 berries before, so now he's at 1,000. Nami has reached 366 million berries. I love her reaction. It's very Nami and very funny. Where she's like, 9 digits? Can I collect? It's like, you're gonna turn yourself in for your own bounty?
Right, like how's that gonna work?
Yeah. Brooke got 383 million berries. Frankie got 394 million berries. However, his wanted poster is the Mast of the Thousand Sunny, which I think is funny considering, like, in the good future, Oda has stated that Frankie becomes a ship in general. So
he says that out of his mouth.
There's like sometimes in these like little question and answer things he puts in volumes, he draws out like, what did the warlords look like when they were kids? What would they be looking like if they were gender swapped? And he did one where he drew the Straw Hats like 20 years apart, so like at 40 and at 60 in timelines where they either succeeded and they failed their dreams. So in the good timeline, Frankie at the age of 70 or 80 becomes a battleship himself. Like, he is a ship.
Just straight up
a ship. But it is very
no face.
Yeah, I think that his face is the mast, but he is a ship. It's kind of funny. You're obviously not supposed to take these very seriously, some of them, but
he's gonna be Pluton. He's gonna turn into it.
Oh my god, that would be so crazy.
Confirmed. Neckbeard confirmed.
Usopp has 500 million berries. His eyes are bolting out of his eyes. Like, no, stop increasing my bounty. Robin has
can't believe it.
Robin has received the 930 million berries. Pretty cool. Pretty good for Robin. And then we get the top 4 from there on. We have Blackleg Sanji at 1.32 billion berries. Jinbei at 1.1 billion berries. And Zoro at 1.101 billion berries. So that places Sanji firmly in 4th place amongst the bounties of the crew. Which is funny because, like, he was over Zoro when he entered Wano. Like, he had a higher bounty than Zoro when he entered Wano and left 4th place. Pretty good. But to be fair, Jinbei is a warlord. He's pretty strong. So he already had a reputation from before. So it just bounced off. And that's the last we see of the Straw Hats for a while. Because then we cut over to Empty Bluffs Island in the New World, where Buggy's delivery service thing headquarters is. And we find out exactly how the Cross Guild came to be. We open with Buggy just crying, just a crying head being held by Crocodile, and Mihawk is sitting right behind him. And he's like, "Please don't fucking kill me, man. Please don't do it." And Crocodile's just pissed because, Buggy's getting pretty much the credit for the Cross Guild idea. And they're just basically like, we're going to kill you now. And he's like, please don't. And Hawkeye's literally like, that's not an option. I'm going to have to kill you.
You're going to die by my sword right now, right here.
Yeah, and Buggy's entire crew has abandoned him immediately. Mr. 3 is immediately like, thanks for taking me under your wing again, Crocodile. The rest of Buggy's actual crew that he started with is like, poor chairman, rip. He's
completely let go.
Yeah. He's like, what do we do now? He's like, we follow Crocodile. It's a cold world out there. I fucking love this shit. But then we get the kind of origin of how this all came together on Gloom Island, where Mihawk likes to hang out because he's fucking edge as hell. He's packing up right now because this is around the time where the 7 warlords were abolished. So he's just packing his shit so he can leave. Crocodile is calling on him on the phone and be like, hey, if you're gonna leave anyway and go on the run, why don't you join my side? With our name and value combined, the Navy will have to sit up and take notice. I mean, you were a naval hunter once upon a time, which is interesting.
Oh, some spicy lore.
Yeah, which is interesting considering that they partially deal in the bountying of naval officers right now. So that's pretty cool. Mihawk was once a naval hunter. Zoro was once a pirate hunter. Interesting dichotomy there. I think that's interesting there.
And now they both work, he doesn't work for the Navy anymore, but he did.
Who? Mihawk? No.
He was a naval hunter, then worked for the Navy as a warlord, right?
No. Mihawk
he was a warlord.
Navy, no?
No, Mihawk was always a pirate. He was a naval
warlords, though. Warlords.
They work for the Marines, right?
Yeah, no, but
basically for the world government.
They're not Marines. What they do is like the warlords were like given kind of free reign to like within reason do whatever they wanted, as long as when the government called them, they came to their aid. So they were mercenaries.
So they work for them. We're not saying that they're Marines. We're just saying that they work for them.
But that is a good distinction to make because it's like my comment. What I was gonna try to say is that Zoro used to hunt pirates, and now he works for a pirate, similar to Mihawk, like how he now works with who he used to hunt. But you're right. It's not. He's not really working under them.
Yeah.
They do their own thing until it's ready to like. They order them to go kill somebody.
Yeah, the thing I got from it is that at some point there were like these pirates that had emperor potential that the world government was like, well, how about we make a deal? How about, we give you relative free reign to, do what you do, but you work for us kind of offhand. So I guess it was just like trying to govern pirates through these super strong pirates, which I think is, I guess, a interesting strategy, even though it worked terribly for the world government, because half of them were just straight up trying to take over countries and take one
doing the absolute most.
Yeah. But yeah, we then cut over to when the Marines started to surround Buggy, and Buggy was commanding his people to fight the Navy. But then it turns out Crocodile was already there. He pulled up, and he's there specifically to collect on the money that Buggy owed him, apparently, which is pretty damn funny because I guess Buggy was only able to start this business he has with a supreme investment from Crocodile, and he's never paid Crocodile back.
The small business loan?
Yeah, a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah, you got the better.
You mean 1 million berries?
Yeah, well, you're right, Brian. I have to do it canonically.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crocodile pulled up to Buggy apparently, and he's like, "Where's my money, bitch?" And Buggy
Bitch,
just
better have my money.
Yeah, Buggy's basically says, I don't have it right now, but I'll work off my debt if you let me. You know, advertising, design, printing, distribution. We do it all. You can use our services for free if you want. But then it turns out that the flyer put Buggy at the top of the fucking, as the headliner of the Cross Guild. And apparently against Buggy's wishes as well. He had the flyer made by his henchmen, but his henchmen worship him so much that they just naturally put Buggy's face in the center. And Buggy's like, why the fuck did you do that? Print another one. And he's like, too late. We already distributed to every market across the world. So,
Every market.
yeah, I love this. I really love this little moment. But then we also cut to the Marines talking shit about the Cross Guild, and they got the story wrong. Obviously, they're framing it as that Buggy, that they're like building up Buggy as this like big time pirate, as usual, has been going on. That's how Buggy even got a warlord's promotion in the first place. Off of his cred of sailing with Roger and stood shoulder to shoulder with the Emperor Redhair. He commands so much respect that even Crocodile rushed to his aid at Empty Bluffs Island.
That's some hyperbole.
Yeah, that's some severe hyperbole. So we actually get a bounty upgrade on Crocodile and Mihawk. Crocodile, based on his Logia powers and intelligence and leadership, he's got 965 billion berries to his name. And Mihawk, being a former warlord of the sea, with a greater sword skill than Redhair, the Emperor, and as the strongest swordsman in the world, he has a worth of 3.59 billion berries. Goddamn. And of course, there's Buggy the Genius Gesture. On top of his prior feats, he has the power to command those two other men. He's at 3.189 billion berries. So now he's a warlord of the sea. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with Crocodile necessarily. But then, Hawkeye takes a second. He's like, maybe that's a good thing that he has the Emperor title. I don't personally particularly want to be an Emperor. I'd prefer the quiet life. So, maybe we just let him take all this shit, and if he becomes inconvenient, we'll just kill him. And Crocodile's like, true. We could easily dispatch Buggy the Clown. So
easily.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to fucking bite him in the ass.
Oh,
later.
yes. Oh, my God. I can't wait for whatever comedy of errors that Buggy is living in.
They're destined to lose.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. So they come out and, they rouse the people as their chief officers. Crocodile and Mihawk look confidently and they're like, yes, our army. Buggy is crying. He actually asks himself in his head, where is my life taking me? Oh, man.
Bro, he begged for this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we go to the Kamabaka Queendom on the Grand Line, of course. Eva's country, where all of the revolutionaries seem to have set up base camp. I feel like this was established, but, either way, it doesn't matter. It makes sense. So... They're all based there. Sabo is not there, though. The other revolutionaries that have been to the Reverie have seemed to have returned to Kamabaka Kingdom with Dragon and Eva. Sabo is not with them. But, yeah, they're basically all, talking amongst themselves. Dragon himself believes that Sabo is fine, but if it's true that he killed King Cobra, there will be a reckoning between them, no matter what his reason is. So Dragon doesn't seem to be very happy that Sabo supposedly killed King Cobra. And it turns out... Oh, sorry.
Has Dragon spoken before?
Yes, he's spoken.
Are these his first words?
No, he's spoken, but it's never... He doesn't speak often.
Is this his first substantial statement?
This is...
No, you said...
Paragraph?
He's said stuff, But
he said stuff before.
he is for sure a man of very few words. He doesn't speak often, and when he does, it's kind of short because he's still a very mysterious character in the world. So I feel like Oda's very careful with the words that he says at any given time. But it is now later revealed that apparently Kuma is also on Kamabaka Island. They were able to get him on there, and Dragon commands Kuma to tell him what exactly that he has seen, and Kuma says, "As you command." Bear.
And he's very sad.
Yeah, it is very sad.
Yeah.
But then the phone starts to
He's
ring.
a slave.
Yeah. But then the phone starts to ring. And the Navy is actually intercepting this fucking call. And he's like, it might be the Flame Emperor. Recorded and traced the signal.
Whoa!
And then the chapter ends with Koala picking up the phone. And on the other side, it's Sabo on the phone. And my goodness. My God.
The
Flame Emperor.
It's him. Fire guy. Fire monarch.
Fireman. That's the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I liked it. It was cool seeing the whole crew together, and the interaction with Jinbei was very very necessary, very needed. It's nice to see him on the crew acting like a weirdo like the rest of them. What I thought was really interesting was that Jinbei had a higher bounty than Sanji.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
I mean, do you think Jinbei could whoop Sanji's ass?
Yes, maybe. Jinbei has like more of a history as a pirate. It's one of the reasons I believe it.
True. He's been in the game for a minute.
And he was a warlord at a time. It makes sense. I believe they're kind of close together, in terms of bounty. Yeah, they're not like that far apart. They're both in the billions. If like Jinbei is 1,100,000,000, Sanji is 1,032,000,000. So it's not that crazy. But pretty cool. What else did you have?
Yeah, it's only a slight difference. I don't really have any other big thoughts, to be honest. How about you, Brian? Anything stuck out to you?
I thought it was interesting that Sabo didn't, not Sabo, but Dragon didn't immediately say that Sabo wouldn't do this. He's just skeptical. He's like, oh, well, if he did this shit, then there's trouble. That's trouble. But he didn't immediately say, nah, Sabo wouldn't do this shit. He ain't that type of guy. So it's weird that Oda's leaving that up in the air. So we'll see what happens next week. I'm excited. This is my RGC, by the way.
What?
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
I thought it was just really cool to see Jinbei kind of, like Josh said, kind of being a little weirdo along with the Straw Hats. It was kind of heartwarming. It's like all this time finally paid off.
Yeah, I agree. I guess I got into my thoughts. Are you done, Brian?
Yeah.
I really like this chapter a lot. I feel like it's the most One Piece chapter I've had in a long time, I feel. Where, there was like a good amount of little character moments and, like world building, and it was a really fun read top to bottom. This did feel like the first time in a long time that the Straw Hats got to like bounce off of each other and just have, just like be themselves, be the Straw Hats that we know and love throughout the series and have these moments together. It feels like it's been a long time, and they've been apart for a long time. They haven't been like together in a room, just not fighting for like a while. So it was cool to see them just chilling on the ship. The Buggy stuff, Buggy is so fucking great for this series. I do enjoy how like Oda was like, I'm gonna put a stop to all these theories about Buggy being some big king shit. He's just getting
Yeah,
ramshackled here.
I honestly would have never seen him being that way.
Yeah, I
Like, it
did
just
love
doesn't
it.
make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just so funny, and it's so good to see Crocodile again after so long. You forget how much of a fucking boss he is. He's just been out there in the world getting money and just investing money into other pirates' operations. I respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of consistent with how he ran Baroque Works, where it was like a literal, like it was a company, you know? There was like a weird business model to it, which I appreciated.
Minus the subjugation of Alabasta.
Yeah, minus that. I mean, you know what I
You know.
mean. Of course.
You know.
That's what I mean. I'm just saying it's consistent for Crocodile is all. Yeah,
No, he's a mobster. He gets that money.
for
You
sure.
should know that. You see them suits. Them shits ain't cheap.
Sheesh. He's
You
always
gotta
got-
have a proper. You gotta have a proper business model.
This guy's always got like a fucking $100 cigar. He had 100
Is
cigars.
that expensive?
Is it? Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much an expensive cigar is, but
It's more than $100 for sure.
Yeah,
That's like a
and-
rich
Why don't you
people
check that
smoke.
out, Brian?
yeah,
I
Brian,
need
how
to
much
know
is a
the
really
numbers.
good quality cigar? Because you know Crocodile doesn't take any less. Even when he was in Impel Down, he had like a $250 cigar in his mouth.
That's crazy.
It's so funny. Like, it's one of those things that you don't realize. It's like, why does he have a cigar in prison? It never seems to go out. But yeah, that stuff is great, and I love him bouncing off of like Crocodile and Mihawk, and I'm so excited to see where this leads. What else? The stuff with the revolutionaries was interesting. It was good to see them. Every time we see them, it has big implications for the world, I guess. I'm hoping Sabo's name gets cleared in the eyes of Dragon. It would be shitty to see them have a falling out. But I think it makes sense for Dragon to have like a healthy amount of skepticism within himself. You know, he is a revolutionary. But I think in particular, like he takes exception to King Cobra as opposed to other kings because his people was never like celestial dragon oppressor fucking asshole. So I feel like he saw King Cobra as like, man, that was like an example of a good ruler, and Sabo killed the wrong one, dude. If there was one to kill, he did the wrong one, man.
All right.
But I'm excited to see where it goes, especially seeing Dragon's history with Alabasta. Actually, I feel like that would be very important down the line. But yeah, I really like this chapter. This whole time I've just been like, is this my RGC? I really don't know, because there is another chapter that really like. I was just like, this is so good, but
Yeah. We know.
it's tough. It's really hard.
This was my runner-up.
Yeah, if I don't choose it,
It's either this or the other one.
all right. You know what? I feel like it's the other one for me.
All right.
It's
So
but this was very close. I want you all to know it was right here. I was like right here with it. But yeah, those were my thoughts. Did you guys have any rebuttals? Anything else you wanted to say?
It was the world's most expensive cigar is $1 million.
Oh God. What does it
what's
do?
in it? Diamonds?
Am I going to be smoking diamonds?
You
Dude.
smoking some diamond dust?
Sheesh, man.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
No, for real though. What is it like?
What
What's
is
it
it?
made
What does
of?
it
Want
say
to know
it
what's
is?
in it?
Yeah, no, what does it say it is? I mean,
Yeah, nah, come on.
There's
$1
gotta be
million.
something.
Let's go.
Cigar's filter is one of the rarest, coming from the secluded corners of the Himalayas. Is then watered by filtered Fiji water. Or filtered by Fiji water, I guess, is what they're trying to say. And then it's rolled by a masterful cigar roller.
that's a job you could have?
Oh,
Oh shit!
What is he, a fucking
The
blacksmith?
cigar is also bedazzled with 5 carats of diamond.
I knew it.
God damn.
Yo, he's smoking diamond dust.
Jeez Louise.
Wow. What do you need to keep the diamonds after you smoke it? Like,
All
because
this,
obviously, like, they don't burn them, right? I'm not gonna smoke the diamonds. Why would you?
I
all
think it's
this,
Why
just
would you do that?
packaging, maybe. I don't know.
all this just to give someone mouth cancer. It's not good, man. This fucking
When the-
this
When the
fucking-
process is all completed, it's delivered to you by a white gloved delivery person, by a white gloved messenger.
whoever this white glove messenger is, he does not have a good life. Suffering has to be included in this. They don't get a happy person to get you this. Somebody has to wake up early, put on a suit and tie and white gloves to deliver a small box.
There might be an interesting job.
Maybe.
It pays well enough.
Yeah. You might. Yeah. Jeez. I mean, I guess it pays a lot. Some of that $1 million has to go to this person. No, that person gets paid like $7 an hour. There's no way. There's no way like even a fraction of that million goes to this white gloved delivery person. But I'm here for it. It's good to know. All right. Any other rebuttals?
Dragon's gonna beat Sabo's ass.
Yeah. I'll give it
Because
a...
I don't
did
think Sabo
kill.
did it.
He's
No,
evil.
obviously he didn't.
That's it. He's evil.
He's evil.
His fangs are gonna actually be black
Yeah.
or blue or something.
Or something
you know?
like that. It's blue. It's blue.
The flame. Are they actually blue?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, they'll be blue.
All right. I suppose we can move onward then. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 364, Why We Wield Power. Last we left off, it was revealed that Dobby's alive. Well, not just alive, but back in the battle. The weird evacuation system that UA has set up is now being hacked into by Skeptic. And All For One is regaining his original peak form. So that's a lot of fun. Everything's falling apart at once. But, you know, we get a little bit of a flashback up top. We learned that Shigaraki... we knew this, but Shigaraki stole some of the samples of Ares' DNA that Overhaul was trying to use on people to take away their quirks. And this guy has been... what's his face? The evil doctor dude. I think they changed his name a couple times, but I forget what his name is. Weird Eggman guy. He has been trying to replicate it, and he seems to have made it work. He only has one shot, though. He gives it to All For One. So, yeah, that's good. And that's how he has reverted himself to his old form. He took the Ares syringe, and now he is returning to his prime. So, not great. Not good at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, he immediately steals this lady's quirk. Once again, not fun. And gets a cloak. I wonder if is that this lady's power is to make...
Yeah, he takes her cape as well.
Oh, nice.
He takes
Takes
her
her
cape.
power and her.
Yeah, there's a line there where he's like, "I'll take this cape as well."
Yoink. Pretty fun.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah. So
I wonder if he even knew what her quirk was. He probably just was like,
yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Whatever it is, it's
Yeah.
it's probably good.
Can't hurt, right?
Can't
She's
hurt.
out here fighting with it.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad.
It's fine. And All For One reveals that this bit of rewinding will be the end of him. So, you know, this is his last ditch effort. He's going to pass on his dreams to Shigaraki. And yeah, so, you know, so Hawks is like, man, fuck. I got to solve for time for Endeavor to hit one more blow. And he's like, something beyond stealing off One For All? Mind filling me in for future reference? And All For One goes on this whole spiel. And he's like, I'm quite influenced by comics. The world always fears the big bad villain. Why do you think that is? And he's like, because he does
Because
bad.
it's a fictional story, and an author can make it whatever they want. Like,
Yeah. But he's like, because he does
Anyway.
bad stuff. And he's like, but what is bad stuff really? You know? He says, in a world teeming with myriad cultures, bad and values bad stuff would be an act that universally makes the masses turn up their noses in disgust, an act which thwarts the future they envision. So I intend to thwart the whole world, the future of the whole world. And I'm like, damn. Why? He says, that's all I've ever wished for.
yeah, like what?
Uh,
He's just the classic villain.
yeah. Well, we cut to America. And we see Admiral Akbar basically. He pulls up to the president of the United States. And this guy is like, man, sorry, too late. Tomura won. And it's your fault, Timothy Akbar. It's funny. I guess he's playing a name on Admiral Akbar from Star Wars. So he's like, man, we lost Stars and Stripes, and you know, there's already been a standoff between the world's developed nations, and we don't know who will be the first to earn Tomura's trust. Like, a lot of people are just considering turning over to the League of Villains side. And Admiral Akbar over here is just like trying to argue, is like, no, we shouldn't let this guy take over the world.
Like, are you a crackhead? And the president they're making our president cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. But he's like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only to minimize casualties. Tim,
Yeah, that's what he said.
Tim, this is our nation's future. And Akbar is like, we won't have a future. Man, do you not know who we're dealing with here? What the fuck?
And he hits his jewel real quick. His vape. That's
Does he
what I'm
have a jewel?
jacking.
That's
That's
really
what he
funny.
hit, his vape.
Yeah.
Like, damn, it's stressing me out.
Yeah. So, you know, he's just trying to talk the president to some common fucking sense here. He's like, hey, maybe we shouldn't let this guy take over the world. But, you know, he's basically like, Cassie followed in her idol's footsteps and died for it. I'm sure you haven't really forgotten. Children observe adults as they grow, and they pass it forward, and so on and so forth. Heroes always wielded their power in the name of that cause. You know, just a general idea of, yeah, even though things look hopeless, we can't just like give up, because then our kids are going to learn to give up and give in to this fucking mad person. It's not good.
All right.
But then we cut over.
Not this guy.
Not this.
Anybody but him.
Anybody. But then that's when we cut back to the battlefield. Bakugo is still dead. And that's when Edgeshot pulls up. And Edgeshot talks about how, like, I am the ninja hero. There's no realm I cannot infiltrate, and I have ample experience invading the bodies of other. So he starts like,
Really?
yeah. This is his quirk, kinda. We've seen it before, where he just like makes himself into this weird thread, and his like primary move is that he would just like bunch up people's nerves and whatnot, by like entering their body and stuff. It's kind of a cool power.
And it does nothing to
he doesn't-
Shigaraki.
He doesn't turn into a thread. He
I know,
flattens himself.
Yeah, he flattens himself, or that stuff. Yeah, he starts making his like weird flattening powers onto Bakugo's chest, and he calls out to Mirko to not go quietly. Should he tear you asunder, sink your teeth into his flesh. And he says, because Edgehot, the hero, will not let this pass. This stopped heart belongs to a life we can ill afford to lose. So he's going to replace Bakugo's heart and make it pump. And this is pretty much a suicide move on his behalf. And he's like, just so I leave the rest in your capable hands. club president Hakamata, and we get a little flash of them back in school. You know, they apparently, I guess, were besties, and we see
Sure.
Shot basically uses Ninpo, Thousand Sheet Pierce Zenith, and he proclaims that he will be the boy's heart, and that is the end of the chapter. Oh, man, lots to talk about, I guess. But Josh, why don't you start us off? What did you think about this chapter?
So remember when I asked what Ed Shot's quirk was?
Yeah.
Could you guys help make it make sense for me? Or maybe he'll do that next week for us, right? He's gonna break it down how he'll turn into a heart.
Brian could probably explain it better than I can.
I hope so.
So I don't think he's going to become the heart. He's gonna basically replace the parts of the heart that's damaged. So he'll essentially be like, his quirk will kind of, because he can fold himself and put himself into bodies, right? So essentially what he's doing is he's putting his entire body into his heart, and then using his quirk to kind of replace all the functions that are missing. So he can pump the heart, and he'll like kind of be the function of it. So he'll die, but I guess his quirk will stay active, and you know, once Bakugo's heart starts pumping, he'll kind of assimilate into it, is what I'm guessing is what's going to happen.
It was a word I was saying a month or so ago. It was one of the new words I learned that I enjoyed it a lot. What was it? Something about making something up on the spot.
It's not necessarily
Oh.
what it means, but it's a contrivance.
Yes, contrivance.
It's not necessarily what it means, but it's close. I'll allow it.
No, I don't think there's a contrivance here. I'm gonna tell you this. On the page where the strings were, like, you know, I guess this guy's quirk was going into Bakugo, it looked like there were threads. Like, you know, threads from what's this guy's name?
Best
Yes.
genius.
I forgot his name already.
Best
Thanks. Yeah, Best Genius. So I remember when I first read this, I was like, oh my God, Brian was right. Brian was right. He's about to sew his heart together, and then the nitroglycerin is going to reactivate it or something. You know, I was running wild. And then all of that shit ended 2 pages after. Like, oh, he's going to turn into an organ with his ability to get through anything. I'm not mad or nothing. I'm just a little like, there's a lot happening. It's like I'm on a spinning ride. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right example.
Okay, so
I'm on the ride. I'm on the
here's-
ride.
here's a little bit of a context clue, I guess. In the little flashback panel, there's they seem to be a part of the Texture Arts Association. So, you know, they ran a little Texture Arts club, which I guess implies that Ed Shot's quirk is somewhat adjacent to it, where he can flatten himself to the point of being a fiber of some sort himself.
He has shown that he can be that small. Like
Yes, yeah,
he's infiltrated other people's bodies as well, so it makes sense that he would do this, that he could do this. Wait, Josh, do you have all your thoughts done? Because
No, go ahead. I don't really have too much thoughts for this.
so basically, it makes sense that he would do this. I just feel like why?
Like, why?
All right, so I read this chapter a few times, and only now did I like it a little bit more than I did when I first read it. But obviously, like, there's a lot of people who are upset that Bakugo's coming back, just because, you know, it is a little too soon, or it shouldn't have happened in the first place. But
Yeah, it's
I
a
just
little
don't
like,
know.
what's the point? What was the point? If
It just feels unnecessary. It just feels unnecessary. But it's already happening, so we can't, you know, we we can't hold on to that shit for forever. So I'm just gonna sit here and try to understand like where he's gonna go with this. So I don't know what this new heart will have as an effect on Bakugo's body. Um, because if you like, what does this mean? Does this mean that he gets Ed Shot's quirk? No, probably not. Does this mean his heart is extra strong because it has Ed Shot in there,
a
like his
whole man
his
in
body
there?
in there? Yeah. Does this mean that his heart can withstand more pressure? So that means he can use his quirk more liberally? Or like, what effects will this have on Bakugo? Because
Maybe
obviously,
it'll.
this is what I think is going to end up happening, and I hope it happens. But I think Deku's not going to show up here. I don't think Deku's going to come up there. I think Deku's going to go fight All For One, like in his prime form. Because who's going to help them? Who's going to help All For One? Who's going to help in that All For One fight? Who's going to show up to turn the tides? Endeavor's not going to be able to fucking fight that dude. He's missing an arm. Hawks doesn't have any wings. He only has one wing left, like for his sword. Who's gonna fucking turn the tides there? So
Dang.
it has to be Bakugo comes back and he's the guy who they rely on to beat Shigaraki here. And with his new heart that will allow him to fully reach his potential with his awakening, he'll be able to actually turn the tides, which would honestly rectify some of the issues that we've had with the last few chapters, in my opinion, for me at least. Like, this would make it would feel unnecessary, but if Bakugo comes back and he makes some real fucking noise, then I'll be okay with it. But I do believe that Deku's not going to show up to this fight. I think he has 100% faith in Bakugo. Regardless of what's happening here, but we did see when Deku was on his way to the tower, to the dome, he was warned about All For One. He was looking in the direction of where All For One is. So I think he's gonna go there. So I'm interested to see what happens next week. This chapter was a little bit confusing, but everything surrounding the Bakugo part was pretty good, in my opinion. It's really cool to see All For One in his prime. Like, he literally looks like an evil motherfucker. Like, when you see him, and the way that he acts and the way that he speaks, it's like permanent confidence in his goals and shit. And when you see him in action, you just do feel hopeless because this dude is the ultimate evil. And he doesn't really need all that much depth either. It's okay for him to be just a fucking stereotypical villain because he is the ultimate evil. He's not supposed to be have shades or colors or supposed to be somebody who has likability or somebody who has unique aspirations. He's ultimate evil, and what's more evil than world domination? There's no way around that. That's why we have Shigaraki. Shigaraki is the shades that we need and the depth in the villain that we need.
So you're saying All For One was intentionally corny?
He's the opposite of All Might. All Might is the ultimate good. He didn't have
He's that nigga. He's that nigga though.
Yeah, but so is One For All. He's literally. Come on, now.
All For One, you mean? No.
You're telling me that dude is not real.
Once upon a time, Brian. Not anymore because he's a weirdo clown. He's a psychopath that needs fucking help. Like, he needs to get his bending removed and go out somewhere to chill. No more quirks. Just
he's the ultimate
stop.
villain, dude. Like, you don't mess with that guy. He's the gangsta.
That's
He's
boring, bro. That's boring.
That's literally who he is. And I think it's interesting that I think it's interesting that Christian actually predicted this about Ares court
What?
being like a nonstop.
What?
You said this
What?
actually, like
Yeah.
a few chapters ago when All for One did the whole
Yeah.
villains can do sacrificial plays too. You called it.
Ah.
He did.
Um,
He did.
I
He
think
did
it's
say
cool that we're gonna be able to see All for One in like different times in his life too. So we get to see like teenage All for One and even like baby All for One at
Kid
some
All
point.
for One. It's gonna be
That'd
like
be
Kid
pretty
Buu.
cool.
But that just makes this fight a little more interesting because now it's not just them going against Prime All for One. They're fighting against him on a time limit too. So they just have to survive for the most part. And I think it's kind of interesting, you know? It's not just a fight and defeat him. And now it's a we gotta fucking survive, motherfuckers. we're fighting against the GOAT villain. So
Yeah, but to be fair, All for One's on on the clock now. He's going to die.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and Hawks is basically stalling for time so Endeavor can do his special beam cannon, basically. So I don't know. I feel like there is probably more to All for One than meets the eye. I can't imagine that he is just this vanilla guy. I feel like we're gonna get that in the coming chapters with his de-aging process. We're probably gonna get a little more information about him, his relation to All for One, One for All that stuff. So I'm reserving judgment on that until later. For me, this chapter was kind of like I liked what it was doing here and there. I like the little moments. I think All for One has been kind of a pretty cool and imposing villain in this chapter. It was good to see his like full form and not his weird lima bean face, because up until this point, All for One's face has always been kind of like hidden in the shadows, even in flashbacks and stuff. So this is the first time we really get to see what he looked like. So that's been cool. I don't buy. I wish that like there's a lot of like this villain monologuing, and I think part of it is kind of on purpose because this is kind of a send up to superhero comics. But I feel like we've heard this kind of thing so many times already, and it's just like get to the point already. What do you want? Why do we have to do this like game where you're like, I'm going to destroy the world that is? If you're gonna like,
That is.
like if you're gonna monologue, can we just like get the point?
I mean, All for One is a shit talker, so
I guess.
we know that much.
I guess that's
he's
fair,
always been that
but-
way.
But I feel like we've heard this kind of thing like 1,000 times over this series, and I'm like, I'm getting sick of it.
I think he's the only villain that monologues like this, though.
Shigaraki a little bit too. And he's like, I'm going to destroy this world because it's
Yeah, but
shitty.
Shigaraki is influenced by him, so it
It's
makes sense.
shitty and
Anybody
bad.
who's attached to him, like physically, or, like,
Unfortunately.
they're just inheriting the shit talk quirk.
Yeah, and this scene in America where so it's more of a world building scene than anything, just like showing how the world at large is reacting to the return of All for One and Shigaraki rising and all that stuff. It was fine. I feel like it could have been a little shorter. But I guess it's because like we haven't been all that involved in the world outside, so it's like, who cares what the world outside thinks? They're not a part of the story, really, not in any substantial way. So, who cares? It's not like there are any characters in other countries where we're like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna react. I wonder what they're gonna do. We're not anticipating an international hero to come in out of nowhere and save anyone anyway. So I could assume that the international hero world is not going to do anything about this, which is weird.
I think it was just to show that the rest of the world is now kind of spiraling.
I agree.
'Cause in the panel before that, they show like there's like riots going on in the U.S.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like I assumed that, because the world's greatest hero in Star and Stripe is like gone. So I could imagine at that moment a lot of things got turned upside down. So it's fine. I'm not gonna like stay on it, but it's like I don't feel like it had an overall bearing on the story. The stuff with Edge Shot is actually like what I liked about this chapter, but also I took some issue with it because we've seen Edgeshot around. He's been around in like a lot of important moments of My Hero Academia. He was there when All for One fought All Might for the last time. And
Yeah.
he was there for the war. He was there for, I believe, the raid on Overhaul. He's been around and we've seen him. He's like Best Jeanist and all these guys that have just been kind of tertiary adult heroes. So
Like Mr. Flame Resistance.
yeah, like Mr. Flame Resistance, like the Washing Machine and Mirko. He's among those heroes where, you know, they've had these little moments here and there, but we don't know them. I only felt for Edgeshot because of the adult heroes in the world. He's one of the more prominent ones, and I thought this was like a cool moment for what they were going for. But it didn't. I found myself like, I feel like I'm supposed to really give a shit, but you know, there's this like missing piece. Like that little flashback panel is like what we needed, but extended and earlier, so we can have. Because I didn't even know Best Genius and him were homies like that. You know, like I feel like that was like an emotional thing that was supposed to tug at my heartstrings, but it didn't quite tug all the way.
It sure didn't.
I liked it though. I mean, you know, I felt something, just not the level of emotion that I feel like I was supposed to. But I guess it was a cool little moment for him. And we were all like theorizing, I guess, that Best Genius was gonna come in and do some thread work. But then I guess Horikoshi was like, it's actually Edgeshot. And if you told me that earlier, I'd be like, what? How?
Like, wow, that's out of nowhere. Like, you sound dumb.
Yeah.
It's
And
like saying Miracle's going to kick him in his chest and restart his body.
yeah, which would be funnier, I guess, to be if she just kicked the shit out of his chest.
Imagine she used her metal leg.
From what I understand, you know, there's a lot of My Hero lore that is taken care of in Vigilantes, which fair enough, but also it should be in the main. It should be in the main shit, you know. Like a lot of very important things are in Vigilantes. I haven't read it really, but I just know that that's the case.
I'm gonna have to read that shit.
Yeah, I mean, and
It's a decent manga.
I'm sure
Brian said it's good.
I've read some of it, and it is good. It's just like it shouldn't be a requirement. You know what I mean? Like,
It's not really a requirement, but it does foreshadow a lot of the shit that's going to happen in.
that's
main story.
that makes it important. You know, because
You got a Japanese Batman in that, right?
there's a
Kind of.
kind of there's
Knuckle
like
Duster.
there's like a Punisher, Batman, Daredevil type guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta have those.
Does he hate All Might? Does he despise All Might?
I don't
No,
know.
he is actually very similar to All Might.
Yeah, he's
if
like
anything.
the All Might of the Vigilantes, basically, from what I understand.
Oh, snap.
But yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I all I'm saying is that like it's not crazy. I could read Vigilantes, but I shouldn't like have to like be connected to this lore that is important down the line. But you know, I don't know. I don't want to get too like mad at that. It is what it is. The lore is
I'll get
available.
pretty mad about it. Don't worry.
I'm trying to remain unbiased. But overall, like, you know, this was a good chapter. I feel like I came away reading this chapter initially like, this was good. I felt things. It made me feel things. And that's a good thing. I felt for Edgeshot to some degree. I felt for... it was cool to see All for One full form to some degree, you know?
Yeah.
So I won't say that this chapter is bad necessarily, but you know, it's just lacking in these little things that, you know, these little things that My Hero could do to make it better.
I think that the anime might be the best way to consume My Hero Academia at the end of the day.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they'll be able to... I feel like the anime might be able to afford doing a little bit more fleshing out
Yeah, but who knows
Oh.
if they're actually gonna do that? You know.
I think they will. Anime usually
so.
does do a little bit of ironing out.
Is there an anime for vigilantes?
No, not yet. At least
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did get one.
I'm disappointed.
I just hope that Koichi shows up at some point in this series.
Goichi.
'Cause he actually is a very fun character to kind of watch. In
Who's that?
He's the main
Vigilantes. He's the main
character
character
of
of Vigilantes.
His ability is that he can float as long as he maintains a 3-point stance on something. So
For real?
yeah,
His quirk gets
gets
very
more
developed
advanced.
as it goes on.
but at the start, that's what it is. He basically can hover like a foot or so off the ground, so long as he has like 3 points of contact at least.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a cool quirk. It's a fun, like very My Hero Academia-esque ability. You know,
Yeah.
it's a give and take power. But anyway, that was those are my thoughts on My Hero Academia. I don't know how I feel. I feel good. I'm interested in reading the next chapter. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm interested. I don't know what to say. I want to see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
Peace out to Ed Shot. It's not that big.
He's not dead yet, so I won't give him the Mario dead sound effect, but he's getting there. But that's all I gotta say. Do you guys have any rebuttals? Anything else? No.
no, not really.
All right.
My Brown Academia.
My Brian Academia. Let's move onward. Jujutsu Kaisen. And at this point, I'm going to pass over the baton to Josh.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 195. The name
It's right there.
Sakurajima Colony, Part 5. So, last week, Maki got back up.
Get knocked down.
She got wrecked before by her cursed brother Naoya, cursed spirit brother turned brother. Her brother
Cousin.
turned cursed spirit Naoya pulled up on her at Mach speed and ruined her fucking life. But Mr. Bow and Arrow, Noritoshi himself, right? Noritoshi, yeah. Was able to, stall enough time for Maki to get up. And, as they was beginning to scrap some more, they ran into someone screaming katana and someone screaming sumo. We opened this chapter with the katana guy screaming. And he's like, oh, man, like, what's up? Why everyone don't got a katana? He's screaming for one, looking for one. And he's like, I guess disturbed. I get he just got reincarnated, right?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he's a
Right, right.
reincarnated person.
Yeah. So, he found a katana, but oh yeah, that was so funny. He found a Demon Slayer toy. His first form, Water Surface
Oh, yeah.
Slash.
Yo, I actually
And he
didn't
hit
really
his
peep that.
slash.
I thought he was like making that sword out of water or something, but I didn't realize that. Good catch. That's really funny.
Oh, you thought he was using his power?
Yeah, I thought it was his power, but no, I guess you're right. It is actually a Demon Slayer toy, which that's really cool.
Yeah, because it was in a toy box.
That's pretty cool.
But I'm sorry, he screamed katana crying after that. And then here we go to look, the katana guy's a little weird, but this guy's full on
Bizarro.
Kappa.
Yeah, he's a Kappa man.
He is a Kappa. I don't know, is this head bald? Is that what's going on? Or is it like a swimming cap?
No, he's bald on top.
His head looks like a sunflower. I don't know if that's a Japanese proverb or something. It might be.
No,
Probably is. I'm not gonna look it
I think
up.
Kappas have that head.
Who?
Kappas.
What's that?
They're like this. I don't know if they're mythological but they're this like mythological monster. Kappas are.
Oh, and they have bald heads like that too.
Yeah, I don't know if Brian wants
Also,
to confirm that, but
Okay. So he's really supposed to look like a Kappa. All right. He's walking up to random people saying, let's wrestle, let's wrestle. Isn't that harassment? That's
yeah.
definitely weird. You can't walk up to me in that stance and say, let's wrestle.
And nothing but those like sumo things.
I'm calling the FBI.
Yeah.
I'm calling. Yeah, they're gonna you get the special victims unit out here, and
Yeah.
that's police, but whatever. I'm calling all of them because this guy got to go, and I'm not touching him.
This guy
So,
broke into somebody's house. He just burst through their door.
oh my god, that was so funny. Yeah, so during his quest to sumo wrestle somebody, he hears people sumo wrestling, I guess, from a TV, and he jumps into somebody's apartment. Mind you, I guess he's from ancient times, so
I don't know.
they didn't have apartments back then, right?
I don't know.
I don't know what type of homes they had in
Even if
feudal
they
Japan.
did, even if they didn't have apartments, you can't just burst into someone's home.
Yeah, people had homes. People had shelter,
Yeah.
right? We need shelter to survive. So, like, they had that. You don't burst into there. I guess, I don't know. He doesn't strike me as the person that gives a fuck anyway.
No.
So, he pulls up to Grandma Chio, who's, I guess, watching the sumo wrestling, and he finds out that it's in Ryogoku, Tokyo.
So we get
Yeah, and he's like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go on this real nigga journey to go sumo wrestle as many guys as possible. Definitely not weird about that.
He goes the wrong way, by the way.
Oh yeah, he goes the wrong. Yeah, thanks, Chris, for the assist. I don't really know the geology of Japan, but Tokyo is in that complete opposite direction that he's going to based on the map. And yeah, I guess that's how he ends up at this arena. And I guess the swordsman, through such a rage and fit, that he ended up to the battlefield too.
Yep.
Just like Naoya says, who cares? And he's like, all right, I'm out. Let's keep fighting. Who cares about these two guys, right? Maki pulls up and chops his
It's weird.
his ground beef arms.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It also looks like you ever seen them put like the meat in the grinder,
Yeah.
like and they turn it.
Yeah.
That's also what his arms look like. And he has chocolate sauce pouring out of it after getting cut.
Mm-hmm.
And all he says is "Welcome back." I guess that didn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he all right.
We'll know when it matters. He'll act shocked, right? That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn. Noritoshi's like, it hasn't even been 3 minutes, yo. Stop the cap. You're not okay. And she's like, look, you was gonna die. You're pretty much dying already. I know you are. So I just want to spend a little bit more time with you. I'll be all right. I'm hard body. So yeah, like Maki takes notice to the dude that screams katana at the top of his lungs. I don't know. He's saying he's like katana.
Katana.
Right? Like, I don't know why do all they got him talking like this? He's so weird. And Maki just like looks at him, looks at her sister's soul sword, and just passes it to the stranger.
He does not pass it over.
He snatches it?
The katana flies over to him like Thor.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
No way.
She did not give it to him, that's for sure, because there's surprise by all of them.
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, they're all shocked. I thought they were shocked because they felt this spiritual pressure, like bleach.
Nope.
Or something like that. Because they explained that it wasn't cursed energy that overwhelmed the other four. It was something that had surfaced when he acquired a katana. Sheer lethality. They felt the spiritual pressure, his bloodlust.
He's just such a fucking lethal motherfucker that even though he doesn't have any cursed energy, they were like, oh, fuck. Who is this guy?
This nigga's bad news.
Oh, no. That's a bad man.
What did I just do? My sister, why? Why did you choose him? He's old. So,
the Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah, man. I still didn't see that movie, by the way.
Wow.
Well, I'll catch it on Disney Plus. So, yeah, he takes a swing at, I guess, in Naoya's direction, and almost cleaves him in half. Because, like, just the wind force cleaved his shell. Yeah. Maybe he made contact.
Yeah,
but it was really close. Him. Yeah, Naoya don't want none of that. And like this guy and Mr. Katana Man is like, oh, this is a demonic sword. This is against my religion. And then he's like, all right, I guess you choose your wielder. So maybe you are a religious sword.
No, he's like, Katana chooses its wielder, huh? So what was that? You are trying to shame me, were you? Because like he missed. So he's like, you trying to embarrass
is
me?
that-
over here?"
I'm like way off. I'm way off target with this because I'm trying. It's so random. Like, why is
Yeah.
first of all, why is this nigga so nice? Second of well, without cursed energy.
Oh my god.
Does he have cursed energy?
Well,
They didn't say he didn't have
Well-
cursed energy. They just said it wasn't cursed energy that overwhelmed him. He probably got some. He's a sorcerer.
he's not a
He's an
sorcerer.
ancient sorcerer.
He's not a sorcerer. He has no
He's a
cursed
sword.
energy.
You know that for a fact?
I don't. He says that he's an. It says here he's an outlaw among players who can wield a blade but not cursed energy. He's using Maki's
Wow.
sword, which I guess is a conduit, which means what? He has heavenly restriction, I think.
Whoa. Yo, that's true. That's why he's fucking Naoya up. Did I mention that he cut his I'm getting a toothpaste tube from this. Like he cut a toothpaste tube in half and it's like if you
Yeah.
just spread it, that's how Naoya would look.
Yeah, he comes down hard.
And then of course the ground beef arms.
yeah, of course.
It's like, yeah, why didn't you do that in the first place? Because Naoya is really fast. Like the fuck.
No, he's talking about the
Catches us
sword,
some
I
slack.
think.
Because it was just a graze. He did catch him then.
Yeah, he
That's what
grazed
it
him.
was. We got him. It just didn't.
Yeah, it
He
didn't.
wasn't able to go through.
Yeah.
Nayo just says, "What the hell?" And then
What the hell?
Maki gets really insecure and doesn't and wishes she could be like her father. No, she wishes she could be like that guy,
Yeah.
which is the other guy's
Megumi's
father.
dad.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
Megumi. Hmm? Yeah, I forget his name too. And then as she's contemplating her life and how she's so small compared to Megumi's dad, in swag and in power, she steps into a simple domain at the sumo weirdo setup, and he says, "Hakayo," and that's the end of the chapter. I was so excited reading this, and this was my RGC.
Oh, it was also mine. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Brian
Yeah,
already
yeah,
gave
yeah.
his, so.
It's between this and One Piece.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Nah, I'll save my thoughts for later.
Yeah. I'll go.
Chris.
Yeah, this
Yes, what is
it was real tough between this and One Piece, but this was my favorite chapter of the week just because, you know, every battle of the Culling game started off a little slow. You know? Started off a little slow,
Mhm.
and then eventually it just pops off out of nowhere, and it's the greatest thing I've ever read. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. The last chapter ended so weird and abruptly, and I'm like, are these Norotoshi's people?
Right.
And then we just get this weird flashback of this old man just looking for swords, and then this weirdo who does sumo, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? And these two just ended up by accident at the Culling game. It's so weird. They basically walked into these arenas, into these barriers. So it's so funny how that worked out. And I think one of the strengths of Jujutsu Kaisen, especially during this Culling game, is like Akutami's ability to immediately endear me to these characters I've spent 3 seconds with. Immediately, I'm like, who's this old man? What's he about? Why is he so cool? And why is he my favorite character now?
Immediately.
It happens every
Did you
time.
see that slash?
Dude, it was so
He
fucking
grazed them and it was so lit.
it was so fucking badass. I loved it, and his attitude with it too. It's like this old like sword master. He's like, "Can you?" Because he can't see Naoya, so he's just taking like blind swings in the dark. He's like, "Can I see it?" You ask. No, but if I see everything else, then it's the same as if I am seeing it. So we're about to learn some shit about heavenly restriction, I feel. I think
Oh, and how it gives you observation hockey.
basically, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just so cool, man. I was just when he sliced Naoya basically in half, I was like, "Whoa, who's this fucking guy?" It was really damn cool, and we're getting into the peak moment of I guess Maki's fight here, and I'm couldn't be more excited for it.
She's about to learn something.
Oh yeah, man. I don't even know if
This
this
sumo
guy.
guy's gonna make it tough for her.
Yeah. So this guy is a reincarnated swordsman. His name is Daido. His name is Daido. He's a nameless reincarnated master swordsman without peer. So he's the strongest fucking swordsman in the world that was reincarnated and put in this game.
Wow.
And he doesn't seem to have cursed energy. So he is, if anything, he has heavenly restriction, which I think that's what it is. And I don't think you necessarily. I think the point is that you don't necessarily need cursed energy to use it. So, very cool to have another one of those because they're kind of rare within this series.
Right.
I don't know what this sumo guy is about, but he may be an ancient sorcerer as well. So I'm into figuring out what he's about. But yeah,
He set up a domain, so
very excited to see what's going on here. He seemed to know what time it is. He seemed to know that this is a Jujutsu sorcerer battle. So,
yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. Those are my thoughts, though. Very great chapter. Brian, what did you think?
Again, another classic Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. Fun and exciting. I honestly think I probably should have gave this my RGC just because of how fun it was, but I did enjoy One Piece a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. That's super fair.
It could have gone either way.
I want to see more of like what's going on with these guys, to be honest. I'm interested to see what the sumo guy is all about. Maybe his thing is if you deny his requests to wrestle, he gets stronger, is what I think is gonna happen. Because his whole thing is finding somebody to wrestle with him. But if nobody wrestles with him, he's just gonna get upset, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I'm curious to see what's going on with him. But yeah, that's all my thoughts.
Josh, what did you think?
I'm still kind of stunned over the fact that the sword came to him. I don't know how I didn't put that. I thought Maki made the decision because he was screaming for a katana, and like she just sensed that he was strong or something like that and tossed it to him. But it makes way more sense that because nobody knew how strong he was until he had the sword. That's why they were all shocked. Even Naoya's skeleton face was like, "Oh, that's crazy."
Yeah.
So I appreciate that little detail. That's one of the coolest things about doing this podcast. Artwork was fucking top notch at all points.
Oh yeah.
This guy, he made this old guy look like a god. The slashes is so dope. I'm not gonna lie, like the slashes haven't been looking crazy in a while. That's what's so cool about Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
The big slashes, the impactful ones. Same thing with like Zoro in One Piece.
Bro,
when he carves an entire mountaintop.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Good stuff.
This one page where he's holding the sword up like this, and he's like, "Can I see it, you ask?" I want to make that into my phone background. It looks dope as fuck, and the dialogue in it is very cool.
He says some kind of Ayakashi. Is that like
a demon? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "What is there? What is that? Some kind of demon?" Yeah, very cool poster-worthy shit in this chapter. But with those,
if I see everything else, then it's the same as if I am seeing it. To me, all that means is that he's paying attention to the environment around him.
Yeah.
The movements in the air and the shifts of the dust.
Mm-hmm.
To tell that something's moving around. Maybe he could sense his breath. Do cursed spirits breathe? Maybe some of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a choice. Maybe they don't have to, but some of them can.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
This shit is lit, bro.
Dude.
This shit is lit, and I want Maki to start cutting mountains in half too.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it. But that's all I gotta say about it too. I think we could move on. We've gushed enough about Jujutsu Kaisen. Although I could do it all day.
All day,
But
all day, all day.
let's move onward. Black Clover. This is Black Clover, chapter 335, Severance. Last we left off, Asta got pwned by
Yeah.
by Lucius, the newly possessed Wither King. He just got defeated, and Asta's doing his thing, standing back and being like, "Not done yet." But you know, Lucius sees through it. He's just like, quit your bluffing. You don't have the strength to move even. But you know, backup comes. There's Nero. There's Noelle. We have what's her face? Mimosa coming in. They're all immediately attacking with the dragon water thing. However, the sister uses spatial magic to kind of stop the water thing where it stands. And it turns out that she's been infused with Beelzebub's power, the power of spatial magic. So, you know, he used his soul magic to incarnate and purify a devil. So he's basically he's taking control of the remaining supreme devils and the devils on all the other levels. And he is now planning on implanting these devils within people, well, purifying them and implanting them in these people, so that they gain wisdom and nearly immortal bodies. The sister is the first of what will be known as paladins, which is cool because I'm a paladin in Dungeons and Dragons. I play a dragonborn paladin.
Dragonborn,
Dragon.
you own dragons,
A dragon.
and you ride the dragons.
No,
and
I'm
stuff.
I'm a half dragon man. I'm a man dragon.
What?
I'm a man dragon.
Oh, you are you're a hybrid.
Yeah, I said I'm a man dragon.
Man dragon.
Man dragon. So yeah, he's like, I will call them paladins, warriors who will fight for the sake of the world, and I will rule it. The Wizard King will be nothing compared to me. Let's see. Yes, I will be the Wizard Emperor. And Asta's like, fuck you.
No, you can't change the name.
No. No. Nothing's better than Wizard King.
No.
The Star Wars one? No.
Yeah.
No.
That's goated.
Yeah, so Asta's not in good straits right now. Everyone's trying to save him here. The spatial magic control puts Noelle and Mimosa in a magic box. So, you know, it's not working out. She's made a cage of severed space. So, you know, that's not going to work out for Noelle trying to get through to Asta.
Nope.
So she then turns to Asta and is like, sorry, Asta, but your death is sure to bring true peace and happiness to the world. And Asta's like, sister, I swear I'll save. And he goes, he disappears. He gets Kuma'd. So
I think she obliterates him. Look at all the blood that's left over.
no, that was from before. That was when he was cut by her, and now he was just like on the wall splattered.
Oh, really?
Look at him. He's bleeding.
Okay.
He's bleeding like crazy.
I thought they killed the main character.
Oh, he's dead. That did happen, but you know, it wasn't the way that you said.
Oh yeah,
it.
she disappeared him to. Oh no, you think he's actually dead?
No,
Like,
he's dead. This is close to the end of Black Clover. He's dead. No, he's not.
Oh
dead.
no.
No, he's not.
I was like, are they gonna revive him? Like, is that what the new quest is gonna be? This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, Asta's gone. Asta was Kuma'd away, and
Yeah, and only Jesus Christ and his nurse and nun remains.
Jesus Christ and his nurse. that might be a title for this episode. that might be the title of this episode: Jesus Christ and his nurse. Anyway, the girls are freaking out. Asta is gone. Lucius is doing victory laps already. You know, like a true.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ah, yes,
It's
I've
done.
won. Yes.
This was foreseen. Your judgment is final. Nothing will impede my schemes.
You have 7 days to train and have a training arc and train, and then we will have a final battle, as is customary of final arcs.
Yeah. There was no shame in like from the audience. He was just like, "Yep, this is what you got to get in."
You guys know
I
what
know
it
you
is.
want it.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I know what time it is. Yeah, right. It's like when World Trick is about to rev up, where they mention like, "Okay, the rank wars are coming up," and they're like, "Yeah, we know what the fuck that means."
Yeah.
1-on-1s, 2-on-3,
Yeah.
gang fights,
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
My foresight has already seen the outcome, but you will fight anyway, because, you know, that is how these things work. It would be the end of the story if you guys just decided to not fight me. Isn't that right, captains? As all the captains are pulling up.
All of them
Yeah,
in unison at the same time,
yeah. And they're shocked.
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, and they're shocked. They're like, Master Julius, what's the meaning of this? And Yami already senses, like, that's not his magic or his key. Not even close. That face and his body, there. Julius! He shouts as, I guess, Julius teleports away, I guess.
Was that Julius looking at him?
Yeah.
But not.
That was
But I mean, not the devil. But was that Lucius coming back and looking at him?
Yeah, no, that was Lucius. That wasn't Julius, because like I guess they don't know about Lucius. So as far as they know,
True.
that's Julius. And that's
Yeah. I wonder if does Lucius know? Yeah, he knows all of this other guy's memories, right? Since that was
Yeah.
also him.
Yeah, he would know these
Right.
guys.
So he knows that there's a friendship, but he knows that he's an asshole. That's how he's looking at him, like, you were my best friend, huh? What's he about to go do now?
I don't know, evil shit. I guess he's
Oh,
gonna
make paladin.
Yeah, he's gonna make paladins.
get- Like, what is he gonna be doing in the meantime? Like, is he gonna spend the whole time collecting his paladins until he's ready to fight? Like, when he gets the final paladin, he's gonna be like, "All right, we out to the
Yeah,
Black Clover." How long did he say?
7 days.
He gave them some time.
Yeah, he gave him like a week.
So I'm gonna just give the author the benefit of the doubt and assume that it's going to take him 7 days, precisely from this moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like at this time of day, 7 days from now, he will be running to his last disciple paladin,
Yeah.
that is Dragonborn, and perhaps Christian Espinal.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm
You don't want to be one of Lucius's paladins?
Nah, I'm Oath of the Ancients. I can't take this up. I already have a god.
Oh, you'd be set tripping?
I already have a god. Unfortunately. Yeah, I do set trip.
You're renouncing Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
You heard it here first. You know your brother's a heathen, right, Brian?
Yeah. My brother,
A filthy heathen.
I'm sorry to say, brother, but I cannot follow the word of Jesus anymore. I am a lawyer.
And his nurse.
And neither him or his nurse can I follow the footsteps of. I am a devout follower of Bakhmut. So I can no longer. But good luck, though, with that Jesus thing.
Damn, Charlotte couldn't even get a face.
Charlotte?
Yeah. They gave her the good old Slender Man.
They didn't give her a face.
The Slender Man special.
Yeah, they didn't give her a face. That's mean.
Her face looks like a Smash Bros. Stock. You know how it doesn't like show their eyes and shit?
Yeah. I guess we could get into thoughts. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
Well, after seeing that Charlotte, a female, and the other... Oh, no, her eyes are closed. Well, clearly this author's sexist.
Clearly.
Hey, that's the mood I've been in today, calling out authors for... Anyway. Yo. This was a cool chapter. I mean, it's always nice to have fun with Black Clover, but I'm interested. You know, I'm engaged. He told it, like I said earlier, he told us straight up, like, yep, I'm going to give you guys another, like, war situation with some cool fights for you to look forward to. Maybe there's gonna be some training and stuff. Wonder where Asta is. Did they teleport him to the sun?
That would be the smart thing to do, I guess. Teleport him directly to the sun.
My thing is, I don't think Asta's gonna come in until the end.
Probably not. No, yeah. It's probably going to be a lot of Astaless fights from here on out, which I'm not mad at. You know, let the other.
I didn't think about that earlier.
Yeah.
Like when I first read this, like, oh, like they're not gonna like find him in the next chapter. This is probably the point. Like, he got teleported somewhere. He's gonna find his way back somehow because he's already mad strong. You know what I'm saying? Julius couldn't beat him 1-on-1.
Yeah. He's going to get teleported somewhere, but it's going to be very helpful to his cause. He's going to find like a teacher or something. He's going to find like a sensei there. He's going to
Like Kuma.
Yeah.
He's gonna land in with area.
Yeah, where they need to be, and he's gonna come
Right where they need to be.
Kuma's was
He's
purposeful.
the main character.
Yeah, Kuma's was purposeful though. Like he did that on purpose. This will be by
I guess.
accident.
There was only one person with no purpose, in my opinion, bro. Like he didn't have to do Robin like that. I think he was like, maybe there's somewhere in the East Blue, and that's the only place I can remember. So figure it out, Robin.
No, he sent Robin to somewhere he knew the revolutionaries would be.
Oh, they pull up there and bust every they liberate all those people, and then
Yeah.
Robin joins their crew.
Yeah, because if there's anybody she needs to be around, is people who probably know the true history of the world, which is
Dragon knows the true history of the world.
potentially.
He
He at least
has a really good idea
he has a
of what it is.
pretty
At the
good
very
idea.
least.
Maybe he doesn't know it because I guess like that would probably be the end of the series if he did. But
Right.
or at least
you
in
have to
Robin's
go,
character.
You have to go to Raphael to know.
Yeah. So maybe he
Right.
just does have like a really good idea of what happened. But anyway, were those all your thoughts?
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, I agree. I mean, Black Clover has been back all gas, no brakes. I am not entirely pissed at that. It was cool to see, get the ball moving fast. I guess I would have done with a little bit more of a buffer, just to like slide us in a little smoothly, but it's not bad. It is not a bad transition. I think it was cool. So I don't mind it, but yeah, things are moving a little quickly. That's my only criticism, but it's not like so much so that it like ruins it in any real way. It's more of a nitpick.
You know what I would have liked?
What?
I would have liked for Lucius posing as Julius, walking around being weird, like saying sly things to people, like underhanded comments, like
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great battle. Your skills were pretty strong.
You were quite formidable.
Quite yeah, right. Just like people like noticing he's being weird, and he's just like smiling, like everything is fine. Nothing. I've foreseen it all. Like, but not saying that, just thinking that in his head.
That
That would have been nice.
The fuck's going on with
cool.
Julius? What the hell? He's being weird lately. What's going on with
Yes. It does seem like things are weird lately. Like, no, nigga, you.
It's you. You're weird.
Your keys off.
Yeah.
It's black. Why did you do this?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not black.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's not black. Maybe it's another color.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, your headphone out?
Mhm.
It's okay. Anyway. But those are all my thoughts really. I liked it. Oh, this was the really good chapter of the week for the audience, by the way. Shock of all shocks.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
What is this? Ever since Black Clover got back, we've been doing really good chapters of the week for it in terms of the audience. It's won a solid amount of the vote, I would say. It's pretty up there. But yeah, it won again. If you guys want to cast your vote to dethrone Black Clover next week or whatever, you can check out our Twitter at New Jump City on Twitter, and we do a really good chapter of the week poll every week. So you guys can participate and vote for your favorite series to get shout out. But of course, it was Black Clover this week. So
Of course.
But yeah, those are all.
Hey, they go hard. Shout out to the Black Clover fans.
Hey, yeah.
Much to Brian's chagrin.
Much to Brian's chagrin, Black Clover won once again. What'd you say?
4 weeks in a row.
Black Clover.
Yeah, ever since it came back, this whole month, repeat wins.
Streak. Hopefully the Cowboys want to streak like that too.
Dude, I'll be honest. I'm like, should I take Black Clover off the list this week just so we could give the other manga a fighting chance?
Just a chance.
It's not even.
Look at this. Rigging the polls.
Hey, I didn't do it though. Black Clover won. But yeah, that's all I gotta say really about Black Clover. Are we ready to move
You're
on?
cooking the books, Chris.
I'm not cooking no bucks. I played it fair and square. Black Clover won this week. So
You're taking the book and you're throwing it right on the frying pan
is that what it is?
with butter and onions.
Oh,
And you're
'cause I'm
fucking
cooking-
sauteing that book, man.
Yeah. Well, sorry. In that case, I guess we should move on, yeah?
Yeah. Move on from them Black Clover books.
All right, let's move onward. Undead.
That's where you get all that extra money to buy these cool shirts. I see.
Shut up, don't say anything.
See, that's what it is, Brian. He's hiding
Shut up, guys.
these Black Clover bucks from us.
Guys, stop.
These sponsorship
Guys,
deals.
stop. Stop corrupting me in the eyes of the people. I am the unbiased king.
Sure. Yeah, I better see. That's why y'all all gotta pull up to Twitter and vote because we have to resist his oppression, his corruption.
No one will question me. Anyway,
Yeah, we finished with Black Clover, right?
yeah.
Cool chapter. It was a fun chapter. I'm not mad the audience voted for it.
No, never mind.
I never am. Okay.
All right. Undead Unluck. And at this
All right.
point, I'm going to throw it over to Josh.
I raised my can of soda, but it's empty.
I'll raise my
How about that?
half-empty water bottle, if that helps.
I raised my empty red cup that had water in it, but now there's no more. Oh, there's a little bit. There's a little bit. Oops. All right. Hey, for everybody that's on YouTube, why don't you leave a like, comment, let us know what your favorite comic you're reading is right now, or which one you don't like that everyone hypes up. That's the type of shit I like. You should sub to us too if you haven't already. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be super duper fucking nice. Okay,
It would
and then
be
like
sweet.
share it with your homies that listen to. That would be in nice infinity.
Nice infinity.
Right. Undead Unluck, color pages, and they had the banner on the homepage too. That counts as something now. That's a thing. That's a new thing. Banner art
Yeah, that
for
means
the homepage of Shonen Jump. That's the new fucking thing.
Yeah, it means that Undead Unluck got the cover page of the series.
Oh,
On
that's
top of
not a
that,
new thing.
on top of that, Undead Unluck has an anime announcement.
But it's a question mark.
No, it's for sure. I just checked it if it's true, but it's real. Undead Unluck is getting an anime in 2023. Congratulations to Undead Unluck. And
That is very lit.
yeah. But yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to get that.
Oh no, you good. I was excited to see that. Maybe that means that this is just season 1 of Undead Unluck, and there'll be a season 2,
Well,
even in the manga.
at the very least, Undead Unluck is safe for the foreseeable future, I believe. I think that bodes well.
So, Undead Unluck, chapter number 124, Andy.
Undead.
Yeah, guys, this one is pretty deep. What else can I say? Chris, if you don't mind, could you fill us in on where we left off from last week?
Last week, we left off with basically kind of the origin of how Andy came to be. We already knew at this point that Andy. Well, we thought of it in the reverse, whereas Andy is the main personality, and there is this alter ego within Andy that is Victor, who is supposedly like his more feral side. But we learned that Victor is actually the original personality, and Andy is the alter ego to Victor. So he was created out of the Remember card, the artifact that manipulates people's memories, either takes them away or adds them, which Huis did to, which Huis implanted into his mind. It's the card that we see on his face all the time.
They jammed a fucking debit card in his head.
Yeah, basically. And it's manipulated his memory and made him forget all about Victor. But it all comes from this fight that they had where Victor was trying to get Huis to quit trying to kill God, because no matter how many times they've tried for a collective 4 billion years or so, and they've gotten nowhere. So he's just tired of seeing Huis struggle and suffer. So, they fought up about that, and Huis ended up using Remember to wipe his memory, and for this new loop, have him just kind of have a new life to him, in a way.
Right. That was one hell of a recap, bro.
I'm a pro at this point, baby.
Recap God. Yeah, that's exactly where we left off. Like Andy's facing the fact that he was created because of a stab into the head by ancient Egyptian Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah, they used the stone tablets.
Yeah.
I hope you remember that.
I do remember that.
Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Okay. Yeah. Andy starts. We cut back to a flashback of Andy. I guess when he woke up from the loop, but not understanding that he came up from a loop. He just woke up like, whoa, I'm in a fucking grave. Like, why? He says he tastes like the dirt in his mouth because, they buried him because they thought he was dead. And, he got buried after getting caught up in a fight. They broke this down a few arcs ago when when Fuko went into Andy's mind to visit his past and rebuild their bond or whatever. So you guys can always reference that. But anyway, Andy just continues to further break down how he just was out here completely alone in this fucking world, and Juice even claims that if you really feel hurt about it, if you're super raw about it, you can kill me. It's okay. I'll allow it. That is my sense of justice. All right, and of course, Fugo's like, Mr. Weeze, no one can die around me unless, I guess they have to. So, Andy on some, I guess edgelord shit, rips his sword out of his fucking arm and points it at Juice's throat and Miss Juice's throat, and he starts to again kind of break down the suffering he went through. He says how he didn't even have an idea of who he was. And that, the only fact he knew about himself as a person in this world is that he had died in a battle, whoever he was before, prior, that he doesn't remember. And that, also that he can't die after, getting into more scraps, defending people because he's a hero at heart. Real great guy, Andy the Zombie. Then he talks about how he said that all he ever felt was guilt and loneliness. Knowing how his pals were out there, really putting themselves on putting their lives on the line and sacrificing themselves while he just, he was always there to survive and deal with the shit. Which I didn't think about it prior, but yeah, that's, you feel like you're not really sacrificing, but it's not obviously it's not his fault and like that, and it's probably helpful that he doesn't die. They could probably get into situations and use that, right? But I guess just the point that to not share in that pain with them. It's like I imagine if he was like on a sports team, you know what I'm saying, and like you never got playtime. You feel me? You there? You contributed. You're there at practice helping out. You know what I'm saying? The A team needs to play against a B team. You know what I'm saying? And I need other people to like practice. But just run drills, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But you're not there in the field with them. You feel me? It's a different. Obviously, you're not gonna feel guilty. Maybe that was a poor analogy, but man, I feel like I kind of get it, and I'm not saying that it's from my lacrosse background. I swear, I'm not relating to Andy because of lacrosse.
Hey man, no, I get it. Lax is life, dude.
It is.
Lax is life.
I took for granted how Andy, I guess, has felt about this, but he's saying how he watched like all these people grow up and die, and he had no end in sight. So he just was like, "Yo, is this gonna be my life? Seeing my friends grow old and die, or just die normal, like before they grow old? Just always watching them die, because as far as he knows, he can't die. Like this will always be the case. Seeing people he cares about die. So that's one way to look at it, but I could see how that's depressing. He said all he ever thought about was dying, which we knew. We knew that was the case. I just didn't know that he was so sad about it. But anyway, he talks about how 50 years ago, when he got captured, he asked Nico to experiment and do the weirdest scientific death experiments he could think possible, like it was Dexter's lab. And of course, Nico obliged. He's like, hell yes. Give me my notebook and pencil. Let's get cracking. But nah, man, Andy's talking about how he stopped caring about shit. He even gave up on dying. It was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just be miserable, and I'll just use the pain of constantly hurting myself again and again to make me feel anything, make me feel something. He had no hope. And then, he didn't have anything to look forward to in life until he ran into Fuko. Then he talks about how he found a sense of hope, and they get interrupted by this huge shatter of the dome because, as we've already understood, Unruin is unstoppable. I know that's another character in the story.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter. You get it. He can't be beat. His name should be unbeatable, like Iska the Unbeaten. Ooh, they should do a death battle with Ruin and Iska. No, they shouldn't. That's stupid. So yeah, Andy's like, all right, you're gonna. Andy's basically letting her know, like, yep, you about to not ride this arc, and you about to live your life. Witnessing. What is it? He said you're gonna witness it all, from the suffering you helped create to what I gained after I got Fuko, my happiness. Oh, I guess he's saying like, watch us shine. Obviously, he doesn't hold no resentment towards Miss Juice, but he definitely kind of came off that way. Yeah, the floor above is for. Oh yeah, the next floor up. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The floor above.
the floor above. It's falling. What? Anyway, yeah, so talks this shit to Juice. He's like, watch me be great. And Andy and Fuko give each other a high five, and they hop on the arc, and they're out. And that's season one. No, that's not the end yet. I'm sorry. I'm skipping forward too much. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
The hand 5 was for Unluck, and that's how they was able to seal the ceiling back with hot magma. And then they even cracked this like weird ass joke. I actually really enjoyed this. How they say like, how was there magma? I killed the magma Uma like a few chapters ago. That wasn't that long ago. And she says, "Oh, come on, the details don't matter."
I'm like, what?
And I sat there like, really?
You can't just do that. You can't just do that.
Do they never matter?
Do they matter?
That's not true.
That can't happen.
You're lying.
What are you talking about?
You're lying.
That doesn't make sense.
That's gibberish. That's a contrivance.
That is a contrivance. You're right, Josh.
I think that's a fucking contrivance.
You got
right
it
there.
Hey, bud, you got it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, he thanks Juice for birthing him into existence via the Metro card lodged into his medulla oblongata. He says, "Thank you for making me undead, and thanks to everything and everyone I've encountered so far. You set this all up. You think you ruined my life and turned me into a different person, but guess what? I love this version of me better than the Victor stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be able to come across time to protect everybody. They're gonna use the card to make everyone remember.
Yes.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it says undead unluck. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It's Morbin time.
It's a Morbin time.
You knew I was gonna say that. You had to know.
I did not know
You
that.
had to know.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
What?
I'm
You
glad
didn't
you
read
did.
that shit and think to yourself like it's Morbin.
I did not, but I should have, I guess. I believe it fills the sentiment out. Makes
Nah,
sense.
nigga, come on.
Anyway,
You were supposed to be on point with that.
you're right. I'm sorry.
Shame.
I failed.
What's the opposite of shame? Not pride. Because
Unpride.
shame is the source
Unproud.
of pride. Pride is the source of shame. So they're not opposites. That's what Uncle Arrow said.
Oh.
He said pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. And I thought that was very profound,
It
actually.
is very profound. Anyway. I guess that was Undead Unluck. Do you want me to get into my thoughts first, or?
I guess it was. Yeah, get into your thoughts first, Chris.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty great. First of all, this color page is sick. Congratulations,
Yes, Clayton.
once again to one Undead Unluck. I do love this color page. I love that it's like half paint and half anime type shit. Like it looks like
Yeah.
an anime cell, which I respect. Very fucking cool. It's like kind of the meta thing about this story where
The other one is like colored pencil, I think. The right side is like colored pencil, and then the left side
yeah,
is
you're
like
right.
the
It is
anime cell shading.
yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
But anyway, yeah, it was cool to see, it was a very cool moment for Andy to kind of like resolve himself. And, we got these little bits and pieces of his past and how,
Oh, sorry, bro. I didn't realize there were 3 different shades.
yeah,
It was pencil, then the regular color, and then the anime. Look, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's really cool, actually. And you can see each. Yeah, he has
pencils,
one on the left
inks.
little stylus, right?
Yep.
Wow, and then that's the colored ink, and then wow, that's
Pretty cool.
wow. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's a great color page. But as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, we got to see little bits of pieces of Andy's past and a while ago, but it was cool to see him kind of reach the culmination of his arc, I think, and find this new hope in life. And we started this series with Andy wanting to die, and he doesn't so much anymore, which is cool, which is like the arc.
Now he's willing to die for a reason, not
No
just
reason,
because.
not because he's depressed, but
I'm gonna die for purpose, like a real person, not just to die.
not just to die. But yeah, it was cool to see this from Andy. Have this little moment to really seal off his character and accept who he is now, and have Huis have this moment where she's like, I did the right thing. Like she wasn't wrong to do what she did to Andy, because at the end of the day, he's happier this way.
And Victor was trying to fuck the whole pack up too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Very excited.
And it
to
was
see.
just a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where this series go, because this is, I guess, a very unique path for a manga to go, where they're literally going to do a do-over. I don't know how this is going to progress. I don't know how much longer Undead Unluck could go. Not because I think it's going to get canceled anymore. I think those fears have been assuaged from it getting an anime. But like,
I don't know, bro. I felt like this chapter was feeling very
final.
next to last chaptery.
I mean, maybe. Hey, Death Note didn't get his anime till long after it was over, so That's also
wow,
a
I didn't know
possibility.
that.
Yeah,
Because the world wasn't ready.
yeah, that's true. I mean, Death Note's a very short series, so it took a while.
Maybe
for
it just
to
took
end.
so long for that chip scene to be animated.
I mean, I wouldn't blame them. It looked like it took a long time. But in any case, I mean, who knows? Who knows how long it's going to really be? We've said it was going to end like a year ago, maybe, and here we are still. So I don't want it to end, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm sure it's going to be pretty unique. I also don't think it has very many places to go, but maybe it'll surprise me. It ending on its own terms is not the worst thing in the world, so I'm here for it. Whatever Undead Unluck has to throw at us, I'm excited. But those are all my thoughts. Josh, what did you think? I think you said a lot, but
Just say a lot. Yeah, I'm just gonna repeat the fact that, man, like it was at first it seemed like such a tragedy. I really took for granted like what Andy went through. I mean, obviously I'm not a zombie, so I can't relate, but I can empathize. That's for sure.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, and this is also kind of like I guess in a way it's like some people feel like this, not because that they can't die, but maybe because they just feel such a lack of purpose and direction
Mm-hmm.
that I guess that's why some people come to that conclusion.
Yeah, it's that
so
age-old
I guess,
problem
yeah.
with immortality. Just I'm gonna live forever, but I'm gonna lose all the people I love, and at some point, it's just gonna be like a cycle of gaining new friends and losing them. And I'm the only person in the world who could live this long, so it's not a great life, I imagine. But yeah, you continue onward.
No, I can see that. It'd be cool to live forever, but I guess that would be tragic. All the loss. I have no idea. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if next chapter was the last, and they're like, this wraps up season 1 of Undead Unluck,
Probably.
coming soon in a few months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be so cool, but I don't think they're gonna redo the whole series and like that. Like, cause go back in time and
Well, they have
then
to go.
re-meet everybody. That would be pretty fucking dope if this was all like an origin setup.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's what they're getting at here, is that these 124 chapters of Undead Unluck have been a prequel. But I don't know.
oh, this is the end, and they're about to solve the world and then fight. God,
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll
it's-
see.
it's
I
over-
have no
it's over next
idea,
week.
man. Is it coming out next week?
Yeah.
I fucking hope so.
One Piece is off next week,
Yeah, trash.
which is like, what did you take a month off for, Oda? You don't think you had enough weeks off, Oda?
Like, what are you drawing? What's taking so long? No, let me stop.
we're
I appreciate the fact that he's still alive
No,
to
yeah,
draw.
obviously we're joking. Obviously.
Obviously.
But I'm good on Undead Unluck. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. Well, that has been Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could follow us at at Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram, at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram, at twitch.tv/It's Punchline for his gaming stream, Brian's gaming stream. You can follow Josh at jpcole_37 on Instagram, at nychillin on Twitter. You could follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, especially to take part in the really good chapter of the week poll. That would be super cool. Vote for your favorite series. Let us know what you think. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. We would gladly like to talk about it with you. Or you can comment underneath any of the videos you're watching on YouTube, whether it's the full version of the podcast or the little highlight breakouts we make for you guys every week. Let us know what you guys think about the comics. We'd love to have a discussion with the people who listen to the show regularly. So let us know, whether through email or comment under our YouTube. You can also subscribe while you're at it. Give us a subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload.
Never.
Smash that like button. That would be super sweet.
That's that shit.
Smash it. And all that stuff, all the things. We're on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you prefer audio podcasts, if you would rather take us on the go, that's the best way to do it. The audio version of the podcast does come out first, so if you would like that, subscribe there. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Next week we'll have Chainsaw Man again. We won't have One Piece, so it'll be fun. But yeah, that's it for the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
It's out, guys. Thanks for listening.